Lovely. Rochester Independent College, an award-winning boarding school and day school in the UK, located only 37 minutes away from central London, on a single gated campus. And lovely. So this is our campus here, single gated campus. Tutorial styled classes with a roundtable styled environment. Heavy focus on creative arts, filming, digital media, as well as computer science, AI focused courses as well within computer science. Brand new facilities that we opened in September 2024. We are the hosts of the Great British Economic Olympiad at Rochester, with also a focus on the creative arts, fine art, photography, fashion. With a real warmth around the environment as well, with no uniform, teachers on a first name basis, 50 different nationalities this year, including 60% British local students as well. Lovely. So we were established in 1984 with a focus on maths and science when we were founded about 41 years ago in the one-year A-level course provider. Successfully distinctive alternative to a traditional school in that respect of tutorial styled classes, average class size of 8, focus on exam with regular exam practice, all retaining kind of a creative buzz in that way with no uniform, teachers on a first name basis, really getting to know the student to personalise and individualise that support. We have 425 students at Rochester Independent College, including day students from the ages of 11 that start in year 7, as well as boarding that starts in year 9 from 13 years old. Really combining the exam focus of a sixth form with the structures and the safety and security of a traditional boarding school, with having that single gated campus. Academic rigour with a creative buzz, 40 different subjects at A level with no subject combination blocks either, so your student can really choose between kind of three to 5 A level subjects of their choice in this way. This year, 50 nationalities at Rochester, including 60% British students and 40% international students as well. We offer a range of different programs as well. Of course, for Korean students, it's very popular to join in January for either a preparation course or a 5-term program with focus on GCSE or A-level, with options to start in September, January and April. 1 and 2 year A-level courses, 1 and 2 year GCSE courses, as well as a range of different programs from changing from IB into the A-level, changing from national curriculums into the GCSE or the A-level as well, with specialist IELTS tuition, specialist STEM preparation as well. And of course, over the last 5 years, we've been really successful with sending students to those top universities that they're looking for as well. So of course, as you can see, our top university destination over the last 5 years is University of the Arts London, where many students are aiming to go to top art related courses. Of course, this year it was ranked 2nd in the world for art and design courses at university level. So it is a very prestigious university for those looking to study creative arts at university. Of course, our second top university destination over the last 5 years, as you can see, is University College London, which is a part of the G5 universities, the top universities in the UK, as well as you can see from the QS rankings last year, the 9th best university in the world, providing the success of what we do at Rochester. And as you can also see from universities like Bristol, Manchester, Leeds, Loughborough and Southampton, top Russell Group universities as well, which will help those students looking to gain top career opportunities in the future. And a range of different universities. So last year we sent 2 students off to University of Cambridge following their 1-year A-level courses with Rochester, including 1 student who did a 1-year A-level course, an international student who ended up going off to Cambridge to study medicine following her one-year A-level course with Rochester, as well as very popular destinations like Central St Martin's, especially for courses like fashion and textiles and photography, Goldsmiths University, very popular in amongst the creative artists, Imperial College London, where many are studying engineering, maths, physics related courses, as well as a series of other universities. Now I just want to point your mind to Warwick University, where we had one of our most recent graduates from Korea, and he was a 5-term A-level student who joined us from another school here in Korea for a January start, completed his A-levels on a 5-term program, where he's currently now studying at Warwick to study economics. Now, following his 5-term program, he achieved A-star AA in maths, physics and economics following his course at Rochester Independent College. Very traditionally academic with what we support with at Rochester. Very small class sizes, averaging 8 students per group, all across a roundtable style to really get to know the student and focus on how we can support the student going forward. Our reputation was first established within the maths and the sciences anyway on a 1-year A-level course program. Over the years, we've grown to have a range of different students with the 2-year A-level, the GCSE programs, as well as our younger years. We have a very successful relationship with the Royal Thai government, who send us every year around 3 to 5 of their top performing students to complete the 1-year A-level course, which they tend to go off to places like UCL, Oxford and Cambridge, following their 1-year A-level course with us. Many of the college's former students are now local practitioners, local GPs, surgeons and consultants, and they often send their children to us. As well as most recently, we have developed being the home of the UK Economic Olympiad as well, which we get all of our business and economic students involved with, running the competition, organising the competition, or participating, of course, within the competition, to add as a super curricular activity when they're applying for those top universities. But also very, very creative at Rochester. We are one of the leading boarding schools in the UK for the creative arts, having one of the largest art departments of any UK boarding school, with around 25 specialist creative art teachers that are focusing on each individual subject area, such as photography, fine art, graphic design, fashion and textiles, digital media, film studies, and we're recognised by the Good School Guides for having an exceptional visual arts department as well. Most recently, we've been awarded by ISA for the Excellence and Innovation in Fine Arts, as well as most recently, we have been accredited by University of the Arts London to run their foundation programmes in fine art, fashion and textiles, photography, graphic design, and from September 2026, we'll be launching our ceramics and 3D design foundation courses as well. And of course, as I've mentioned here, the UAL Art and Design Foundation, held at Rochester Independent College, acts as a really successful stepping stone for those students looking to gain entry into UAL for university level as well. So it includes fine art, graphic design, fashion, textiles, photography, and from September, we'll be announcing the 3D design and ceramics courses as well at Rochester. And it's a very focused course, so lots of portfolio sessions, lots of one-to-one support as well, refining the portfolio so that the students stand out at their university applications at UAL as well, with lots of support in English, lots of extra and super curricular activities such as exhibitions, galleries, university workshops, guest speakers as well, visiting the college all throughout the year to really support students and pinpoint them in the right direction for successful entry at UAL. And who are our students? We have a range of different students from a series of different backgrounds. Those high-flying academics, particularly those that are aiming for those top universities to study maths, engineering, natural sciences, medicine, as we've had much success over the years and were originally established for. Also those students who need to change schools at unusual points in their education. So for example, for Korean students, they have the opportunity to join us in January to start their 5-term program as well, which is really important to support with kind of that natural progression. And I can reassure you that you won't be the only student joining us in January as well, if you decide to join us in January or April. Those students who want a wide choice of A-level and GCSE subjects are offering as well. So maybe if you want to choose all of the art subjects to study for your A-levels, if you're looking to go to those universities such as UAL, Slade School, Caltech in California as well, and also those kind of, if you're looking for engineering and want a very STEM-heavy course in that way, we can really be flexible, tailored and personalised in this way to support you with your course. Also, those creative students who want to excel in the visual arts, if you want further support in fashion, in art and design, in graphic design, if you're looking to pursue those careers in the future, but also a wide range of students locally as well as internationally from the ages of 11 until kind of traditionally 18 or 19, but we can sponsor up to 21. And a very, very inspiring teaching team as well. So our teachers and students are all on a first name basis to really provide that support with relationships and supporting students with kind of settling into the UK. Residential staff who are based in the boarding houses overnight to really support and care for your students. Multilingual boarding staff as well to really support and help with those language barriers, and teachers who are practicing artists, photographers, filmmakers, designers and much more. And our campus. So we're located on a single gated campus to really support with the safety and the structures of a traditional boarding school in this way, to ensure that your student is very, very safe in our care, located only 37 minutes away from central London, so we can enjoy the atmosphere of London during the evenings and the weekends on school trips, on extracurricular activities, but we're located on a single gated campus, meaning that your student will be living on campus within our accommodation with overnight staff, and they just have to walk through the gardens to get from their accommodation to the canteen, to the classes, and everything is very conveniently located on one site. And as you can see, single gated campus with a gym, with a sports court, with all the amenities and facilities accessible to your students 7 days a week as well. So really something important, which is very popular for many students, is that all of our classrooms and facilities are open during the evenings and weekends, so that the artists can still continue with their projects, so that the students can still, if they're a scientist, they can still continue with doing their projects and their experiments during the evenings as well, to really support with that wraparound educational experience. And as of September 2024, we have opened brand new facilities for the creative arts and boarding as well. So North Bank, this was a really state-of-the-art building for the creative arts and design at Rochester. So downstairs has brand new facilities for fashion and textiles, photography, graphic design, filmmaking, fine art, with a courtyard garden, a very welcoming reception area as well. And upstairs hosts 48 brand new single ensuite boarding accommodations as well for A-level and UAL foundation students to live just upstairs, and they have their classes downstairs, providing that further convenience in the mornings and after school, as well as having really university-style facilities as well. So it also includes a photography studio, a dark room, a natural dye garden to really support with those projects within the creative arts. And our art teachers, we're really, really proud of our very professional, very experienced art department at Rochester Independent College. So I'll give you an example. Robin, who has been our head of art since 2006, has supported students for many, many years at Rochester Independent College, gaining those top entries into UAL, Slade School, Caltech, California, as well as Goldsmiths, and a range of different universities for the creative arts at Rochester, as well as those students looking to study things like architecture at university that require a portfolio. Really hands-on approach with supporting students in that way. Francesca here is our head of textiles and fashion at Rochester, and she's been teaching for many years and has recently graduated from her master's degree at Central St Martin's, where she studied regenerative and sustainable textiles. Outside of teaching, she runs a very successful sustainable textile business to really support students looking to gain those careers at fashion and textiles after their courses. Michael here is a celebrity in amongst the photography industry who has been a fashion photographer for many years, since the 1990s, in fact. He has worked for many years at places like Vogue magazine in Paris, New York, Milan and London, as well as worked for places like Marie Claire, Cosmopolitan, very famous fashion magazines. Most recently, he designed the fashion photography faculty at Parsons School of Design in Paris and New York as well. He has 3 pieces in the National Portrait Gallery in London, and his first ever commissioned piece back in the 90s was of Princess Diana. So he has a wealth of experience and background to really support students beyond the curriculum as well. I understand that many students many families are wondering, how can I make money within the creative arts? Which is a very popular question I get asked much of the time. And our job is to teach beyond the curriculum in this way, about supporting students with gaining that industry experience, with the career experiences as well, and the advice from our teachers, because they've done it before. They know exactly how to gain entry into those careers, very competitive industries, of course. And through our experience and through our successful programs and pathways at Rochester, we are very successful in what we do. And also Kelly here, who's our Senior Vice Principal at Rochester. She has been at RIC since 2002. She is one of our leading graphic design teachers, as well as currently our Senior Vice Principal, to ensure that the overall environment of Rochester is running successfully on a day-to-day basis as well. And our location. So we are 37 minutes away from central London in a very warm and community-led town of Rochester in Kent, known as the Garden of England for its beautiful countryside and green spaces. We are a fairly small historic cathedral town with around 100,000 people living in the wider area of Rochester, including very premium facilities like cinemas, restaurants, cafes, shopping centres as well, where students can spend during the evenings and weekends. Only 55 minutes away from Gatwick Airport by road, and only 90 minutes away from Heathrow Airport, making it a very convenient location to send your child away to the UK, whether it's the first time they're moving to the UK for the first time, or if they're transferring from another UK boarding school as well. And our boarding, so we are home to 180 boarding students every year, from a range of different backgrounds, from the ages of 13 up until the age of 21 years old, out of our 425 students. It's a very international community, and a really perfect place to find your direction in this way as well. And approximately every year, 15% of our boarding students are full-time British boarders as well. And here's Oscar, our school dog, who's been part of the Rochester Independent College community for the last 3 years. And he's gone through much pastoral training to support the students in the evenings and weekends as well. So you'll board on campus, you'll have your own single boarding accommodation as well, some of which have ensuite facilities. Boarding at Rochester really combines the informality of a university hall with lots of fun things to do, like school trips, activities, team building exercises, as well as societies, clubs, and so on, with the supervision and pastoral support appropriate for older teenagers, like a traditional boarding school in this way. The emphasis on really providing a comfortable, happy and fun environment. And here's Andy, who's currently studying at Goldsmiths University, and he quoted Rochester Independent College gives me more freedom to study art and gives me a safe and free environment to consider philosophical questions and explore my own mind. It is a good place for students who want to be artists. He is currently studying fashion and textiles at Goldsmiths University. From Beijing, China. And Lexi, who was a local student from the area of Rochester, and she said, Rochester Independent College has literally been transformative. I felt so much happier here. You're allowed to be yourself, be independent, and discover who you are. And that's it.
Thank you very much.